Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme and today we're going to be making this beautiful simple bubu kaftan. It's really very simple. It's extremely beginners friendly. The hardest part here will probably be this neckline, which I'm going to be explaining very simply for you guys. For this tutorial, I made use of an Ankara fabric, but if you make use of a soft Adire fabric just like was used in these pictures here, it will look even way better. So if you're interested in this, keep on watching and let's get started. Sometimes for this tutorial, I'll be making use of a crepe fabric and this beautiful Ankara here. Now for the inspiration picture, they used Adire crepe. So if you have that, it's even way better. To get started, I've gone ahead to fold some part of my fabric into four. You can see it's 4 pieces here, and I have a center area here where we have no cut at all. That'll be the center front. This will be the body part, center front here. This will be the length of my bubu. Okay, so from here I'll measure the length that I want it to be, and then from here we'll have the width of my bubu. So this is the center, and this upper part will be the shoulder. Okay, so at this upper part here, which is the shoulder, I'm going to go in by 3.5 inches for my neck width, and then I'll come down by 8 inches for my neck depth. Okay, now because of this type of neckline, it's not a V. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll mark 1/2 inch here. Make sure to mark 1/2 inch at this point. So from the 1/2 inch points that you marked, you're going to connect something looking like a V to the neck width that you drew out earlier. Just like I've done here, 1/2 inch connected to the V neckline. Now this is going to be the front neckline. For the back neckline, I'll just come down by about 1.5 inch here and just use it to create a round neckline. Okay, I have my fabric folded into 4, so I'm drafting the front and the back together, hence why I have drawn out the front and the back neckline together. So now from the center fold, I went in by 1/2 of the shoulder measurement. And from this 1/2 of the shoulder measurement, I'm going to go in by how long I want my sleeve to be. I want it to be about 12 inches by the time I'm done, but I'm currently marking it at 14 inches. Okay, and then came down by 1 inch from that point for my shoulder slope. Now for this, I'm just going to connect it back into the top of my neckline. Now you have the neck here, you have the shoulder here with the sleeve. This is a quarter long sleeve as well. Now this type of bubu does not really have a sleeve that shows. Okay, so from this point here on the shoulder, I came down by 10.5 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend the sleeve. So this is going to be the sleeve opening, 10.5 inches. Now, because this looks straight from top to bottom, you don't need to bother yourself with the body measurement because this will fit even the biggest person, except for people who are really plus size. I mean, my bust measurement is just here. Can you see the extra inches that I have, right? It's a lot, okay? So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I just went in by just about 1 inch for the armhole area, and from that point I'm just going to take it all the way down. So there's really not going to be that obvious sleeve curve because this is a different type. It's cut along and the armhole doesn't show. It just looks like a straight side. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out the shoulder now and the sleeve area. Okay, and this little 1 inch I went in by and then just cut the rest of the body. The only reason I came in by 1 inch on the armhole area is just because I want to be able to fold the armhole area in later. Okay, so now I have removed the back pattern after cutting out the back neckline and front together, so that I'll cut the front alone. Only the front neckline should look like this. Don't cut the front and the back together. So now if I open it up, you see what the front neckline looks like, and then the back neckline is a normal straight neckline. So this that I have here is about 1.5 inch. The opening that I have here in between the V that I have. So this is going to be important later because I will need it to get the band that will go around the neckline. So once that is done, once I've gotten that, I'm going to first of all head over to the sewing machine now and stitch down my shoulders before we work on the neckline. My shoulders have been stitched down, as you can see here and here, and the little sleeve opening as well. I've gone ahead to stitch the little sleeve opening down. So now what I want to do is to work on this neckline, okay? So please pay attention and just try to follow me up, okay? So I will need to open up the whole neckline like this to fix this neckline into the bodice. Now I've already created the band, as you can see, that is going to go all the way around. Now this band is in a fold and it measures 5 inches when I open it up. I went ahead to iron stay to the wrong side of it just so it becomes thick enough, just to make sure it's not too soft, okay, because it's a crepe fabric. Now I'm going to go ahead now and pin this piece as it's folded into 2 all the way around the neckline. Now you can see how I extended it by about 1 inch below where that V shape started from. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this all the way around, making sure that it's not folded at any point. And then I'll take it to the other side, making sure that it still goes about 1 inch below where the V started from. So after pinning this down, I will basically take it over to the sewing machine and stitch down.
I should know how to walk on water. Sometimes it feels like I should know how to move the mountains.
So this is what it looks like after I was done. I'm not going to cut it off yet. I will do that when I'm done stitching it down. Now when I'm stitching it down on the sewing machine, I'm going to start stitching 1/2 inch from where the V shape started from, and I will stop 1/2 inch afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this down from the 1/2 inch areas I just marked and sew all the way around. After I was done making my stitches around, you can see 1/2 inch below where this V neckline started from. So now I'm going to make a notch to meet that 1/2 inch point here and make a notch to meet the 1/2 inch point here. Now, these notches are going to enable me be able to take this collar in like this, okay? So I've taken it in on one side and then I'm going to take this in on the other side as well. And you can see how it actually stays in place. Now once this collar stays in place, you are basically done, because all you have to do is either turn this over to the wrong side and just make a stitch to secure it in place, or you can just make a top stitch on top of it like this. So now I am done with this. I just went ahead to iron it out, as you can see, to just make sure it's looking nice and clean. I've not even stitched this down and you can see how neat it's looking here, okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead and pin this down, because what I want to do now is to head over to the sewing machine and just make a top stitch at this bottom here. This little top stitch is going to secure the whole neckline in place, and once you're through with that, this is what you should have it looking like. You can see what it looks like after I was done making my top stitch, and even at the back everything is looking all sewn together if you decide to check the back. So I can even trim off the excess allowance there. So now to finish this up, I'm just going to turn the sleeve area over to the wrong side. I'll turn everything over to the wrong side, and like I mentioned earlier, this Bubu is one type that doesn't really show the sleeve. Like you can't obviously see the sleeve curve, it's very little. So from where I stopped at my sleeve, I'm folding my sleeve here, I'm just going to go ahead and just make a straight stitch from here all the way down. Do the same thing for the other side and then fold the bottom part. That would basically be it for this tutorial. Once you're through with that, you're basically done making this Bubu. It's a very free one and it's one size fits all. So that's all for the making of this tutorial, guys. You can see that you can barely even see the difference between the armhole and the rest of the body. So it's a very big Bubu. This is very free and can size as many people as possible. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you find the tutorial helpful, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys in my next one. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Bye.